Hello everyone. For those of you who got the April subscription box, thank you so much. And thank you for being patient with me. A whole bunch of things happened with the April box. I changed the packaging. I had so much fun with this box. And I had so many new subscribers. So it just, and then my help, she had surgery, so I had some things that happened that just made everything go really late, but I am getting caught up. May box, I hope to have that starting to ship out next week. So again, how that works is I will start to ship them out. So I'm not sure where you are on the list, but we fill them in the order that they're received. And I have had a few of you reach out and ask if you could have your payment date be moved up so you get your subscription box sooner, and you can do that. Just send me an email and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. But this was a huge success, this box was. And so now we're on the project part of it, and I love this part. I love the creating part of it. But I do have to say, creating all this packaging and everything was so much fun. April box was just filled with so many goodies. The paper packs, I had tons of fun coffee staining. My mom and I, Mom, she stepped in, she helped me do some coffee staining. She did the digital collection for April, which is just beautiful. It's a beautiful collection, and that is available. For those of you who haven't subscribed, again, I have that on the site, so you could purchase it separately from the box. All right, so this is the project, and I actually have, which I will show when we finish this, I have some velvet and stuff that I was wrapping around this to kind of tie it all together, but I'm just going to show you what we're going to be making. Now in your packaging, you received the stationery and ephemera pack. And so we're going to leave some of the items in there, or you could leave them all in there if you like. And what I did is I just covered this section of the envelope with some of the paper that you received in your kit and some of the trims. And your trims might vary a little bit from what I'm showing, but I did put in beautiful trims so you can use, you know, you might have received pink, you might have received the beautiful white kind of embroidery type trim, but you would have received something similar, and you could just use some of the flowers that came in your flower pack and put them there as well. So there's lots of different ways that you could decorate this, but this project is super easy, and I just wanted to go over this project with all of you and show you how to make it. Now this was the box part of the project, this part right here, and I actually have to glue this down. So this would be like the cover part. And everything that you need for this would be in your box. You might have received blue in this sort of trim or cream, but you did receive this style of trim, all of you did, and you all received this trim along with a little piece of this fabric that I used here. So you will be able to make what I'm showing you exactly. All of you did get everything to make this box project. And I just thought I would show how I made this, and then I will add these on top just to kind of make it look like a, kind of like my mom's, what does she call those? Her letter diaries. I thought that's kind of what it reminded me of, where you just have all these beautiful things stacked up here. And then you could change out even the ladies that you might want to put in there. They all work pretty well, just depending upon which one you like best, you know. So you could have some fun with that. She'd look even kind of cute. All right, so to start off with, let's do the box project first. And you should have received your instructions that came in your box. All right. So your project sheet, the first direction, it says for this cover, and this would be, I put this as the cover for the instructions. And then I didn't put any of this in there because I just thought it'd be easier to show in this video. But I wanted to at least leave directions on how to create this little booklet here. So this is our cover that we're doing. It says, using one of the folded cardstock pieces from the center folded line, score 1/8 inch on each side of folder line, burnish score lines, and round the corners. So in your paper pack, and you can follow along if you did not get a subscription box, I used paper from an A4 sized paper pack. And then I just folded it in half was all that I did. We're just going to take and score 1/8 of an inch on each side. So it's very simple. And you really want to make sure that you do a really good score mark. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same on the other side. Okay. And then we just want to make sure that we burnish those score marks really good. And this will create that gusset that we need for the spine of our booklet. Number 2, it says take 2 pieces of folded cardstock from your paper pack and you're going to cut 1/2 inch from the height and width for both pieces. Okay, so we're going to pick 2 pieces. Now in my project, I used this one for one, and then the other one I used this one. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take a 1/2 inch from the height and from the width. And when you do this, you do want to make sure that your piece is still folded. So we're going to cut 1/2 of an inch. It's kind of right where that line is, where that tab is. You're just going to cut that off, and then you're going to cut off 1/2 from the top there. And you're going to do the same for your other piece. So you have 2 pieces. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do here is number 3, take the pieces of cardstock from step 2 and using a 1.5 to 2.5 inch circle punch, punch 1/4 circle crescent near the top about 1.5 to 2 inches from the top. Right edge on one piece and left edge on the other piece where side pockets will be created. So I'm using a 1 3/4 punch, but you could, use 1.5, 1, whatever you might have. And we're just going to go down probably right about there, and we are going to punch. And then we want to do the same for the other side. And we want it somewhat in the same, about the same as the other one. Okay. And so this is where I have those punches when we go to create our side pocket there. So you can easily grab out, your cards or whatever it is that you decide to put in that side pocket. Alright, so that is step 3. Step 4, the pockets. So we're going to take another sheet of folded cardstock and we're going to cut it in 2 pieces. And for my pockets, I used that pattern. So So that would be this one. We want to cut at 3.5 inches in height, and we're going to leave the width as it is. So we just want the height cut down to 3.5 inches. Okay. So with cardstock folded, we want to cut in an angle using the cutter. Right? And it says, for angled pocket with cardstock folded, cut at an angle using cutter about 1 inch from center fold. You're going to put your folded edge down on your cutter. So this folded edge down here, and you're going to just, from where you would cut, you're just going to bring that over to that 1 inch mark. And then we're just going to cut straight down, and it gives us an angled pocket. And then you're going to do the same thing for your other piece. So again, I'm going to take this and swing it over to the 1 inch mark. And if you don't have a cutter, you could probably do the same thing with a ruler. And we're going to cut down. All right. So now we have our pockets done. So that is step 4. Step 5 is the flaps. So with our last 2 pieces of cardstock, we are going to keep folded, not cutting at the fold. Okay. So let's cut these flaps. So again, we want to cut at 1.5 inches for both pieces. 1.5. Three inches, and then you just leave that one as it is. It should be about 3 3/4, close enough. And then we're just going to do the same again for our last piece here. So we have 1.5. And 1 at 3, and then 3 3/4. And I do have this little tab thing here, so I might just cut that off from that one side. I didn't put that in the directions, but I am going to cut those off just on that one side. So the flap, you know, it kind of has this tabbed area right here. One side's a little longer. And let's see, this one, same thing. All right, so now it says, with the scrap piece, cut a 2 inch by 4 inch in width with one of our scrap pieces. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our flap, and with one of our flaps we're just going to cut it at 2 inches. So we're going to cut off 2 inches. And it's going to be by 3 inches, but that's fine. And we're just going to fold it in half. And this is for our tab that we're going to put on the side of our book. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my chompers and round those corners. And this will be our tab for the side of our cover there. So that is something you might want to put in your directions. You could just use a scrap piece that you might have, something that coordinates, or if you don't, we could take off from one of the flaps to get that extra piece. So now that we took that 2 inches from one of our flaps, and you know, it looks better to have these variations with your flaps. So even though we're taking off some of these lengths and everything, it's going to look, you know, really neat to have these different lengths and everything on our flaps. Okay, so we have our flaps. Now it says number 6. We did number 6 for our tab. Number 7, add in folded piece of music sheet paper for decorative element. So in your paper pack, you should have received a music sheet. And let's see, what did I do? I kept this edge in my booklet. I think it kind of looked neat. And let's see, I'm going to cut it down, and I don't think I put that in the directions either, so we do need to cut this down. And I am keeping all of my scraps because I thought we could use those for snippets later on. This is going to go in the center, like so. Okay, so I want to put the flaps in the center here. I'm going to turn that around. And I think I actually need to cut that down a little bit. About, I think, 2 inches off the width. So this is going to go around the music sheet. Let's see, I'm going to do this one first. So I'm going to put that around like that. And then I'm going to take this flap and put that over, maybe something like that. Turn that the other way. I'm going to stick that down there, I think like so. So it will look like that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to round my corners here. So you could use your scissors, or if you have a chomper, you could use your chomper. I'm going to do that again. Okay. I think I'm going to do like so. And that's going to go alright. So we're going to have our 2 pages with our side pockets there. We have our music sheet, and then I'm just going to take and wrap this one around like so, and then the other probably like that, and then this other flap like so. Then on the inside here of our music sheet, and then I'll put this one, I'll flip this around and do it this way. And do that there. And then this last one, I'm going to flip it around again, and I think I'm going to do like so. Down here. And again, I want to round those corners. there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and stitch my flaps. I'm just going to sew right down the center and stitch all my flaps in. Okay, so I have all of that stitched, my flaps to my music sheet and then to the cover. And I did use paper clips to hold everything in place. So I'm just going to remove those. Now you can see we have all of these flaps. And again, this just, you know, it adds so much. I might have to repair that. It kind of split right there. Okay, so I have some glue applied first, and now I'm just going to take some washi tape and cover that up. And now in your subscription box, you received some washi tape. And I'm just going to, actually I could even reinforce it with some of our scraps. That's what I could do. Okay, so I'm going to score this in half. So I'm just going to take one of my scrap pieces and I'm going to score that just to create a little hinge. Maybe, let's see, maybe like at 1.25. And we'll use that to maybe work as that hinge there to fix that. So that's how I'm going to do that. That's how I'm going to fix that. Hopefully yours won't do that. In my first one, my prototype, it didn't do that. I didn't have any tearing. You can also use some of the fabric that came in your kit. You could do that as well. Alright, and I need to do the same with that piece right there. Fix this section right here that fell apart. So we're going to go like so, and we're just going to glue that down to hold that in place. You know, if yours does tear, this is one way you can fix it. And then you want to glue that down onto there. Make sure it's straight. Okay, and then I did take one of the cabinet cards, and I thought it'd be kind of neat, you know, maybe you could use some of the photo corners and put this photo there. You could even take and print a black and white photo, you know, one of your own from your personal stash, you know, of your family, and glue that over this picture or something like that if you wanted to. The next thing that I did is I just added a few decorative elements, like I added in some of these, and this can be found in that little packet you received in your subscription box, or this will be part of the Made Digital, so you can print this out and cut them, you know, and if you're following along and you don't have the subscription box, you can get the digital. And we can even add in some of these papers, really, you know, and do something a little different. Or you could do the coffee stained papers, whichever. This one I think I might do one of these papers. And this will be in the Made Digital as well. I'm just going to take and cut this in half. Really need to get a new blade. My blade is dead. Gotta find my blades. I'll just do both sides. We'll just do that. And you know, I might even just layer it up a little bit and maybe use one of the coffee stained papers. Kind of layer that up a little bit. That looks good. So it would actually be 7.5 by 5 1/8. And then I think I'm just going to stack these like so. And then I also want one of my journal cards, and that can be found in your ephemera pack. So let's see here. And you can decorate these a lot more because that gusset is there. You can add in quite a few things. So I could do like that, or I think I like that one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to do that top flap again. Make sure I'm centered. We'll do one more. There. I think I have to go up a little. And then this I might swing this way, just for something a little different. So to make this swing, I need just this little hinge. So let's see, I wonder if I can make it with this. I just have this leftover piece here. And you can do, again, your own thing here. You can decorate it whichever way you like. So I think I can maybe put this underneath, like so, and then I could go like that. Yep, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this back side. And this is going to go right under. I'm going to kind of bring it right about halfway there. Burnish that down just so it stays down there. And yep. So I'm just going to add a little glue right here. All right. I think that's good. And then, like I said, you can, you know, put whatever you like on these flaps here. So, I mean, you could even, let's see, where are those ladies? You could put like one of her here. Maybe create a little belly band, which I might do. So I'm just going to do some glue right here at the very bottom, and then maybe one here at the top. And we can slide something through there. Picture even. Let's see, what do we have? A receipt. Some of this ephemera. Did that go in there? Up. So we can do like so. And then, you know, you could put pictures here is kind of what I was thinking, and then you put little sentiments up here. And we have this going like so. So there's all sorts of fun things that you can do, and this is just a small example of why I like working with the flaps, like my little flap system thing here, because you can do so many different things. Some of these journal cards. You can make it a little mini art journal. There's just lots of different things that you can do. You can even take and just put her like on the edge here. Or even right up here. Maybe I might do that, just stick her up there, just for something kind of fun. And then for the back, you know, we could put something like this. We could even create kind of an embelly clip and just kind of stick that there like so. So, I mean, there's just so many different things that you can do here. Okay, so I have my little tab, and then we do have to put in our pockets as well here. So for this, I think I'm just going to do like that and just create a nice little finished tab there. These are just going to go across like so. I think I have to take off 1/2 inch from each side for the pocket as far as the width goes. So let's see. Alright, so that works. Alright, so now I want to glue my pocket. Okay, I think that works. Alright, so now we have our pockets and everything is now complete. And you can decorate it whichever way you like. You could really do a lot more than what I show here. In the side pocket, you could put in one of the back of these cabinet cards and put that in your side pocket there. You could add all sorts of ephemera and stuff inside your pockets, pictures, whatever it is that you want to turn this little album into. I think it'd be cute to put photos in, and then you could, of course, always do little things of journaling. Like I like that there. You could even just take some washi tape. And then, of course, you could put, you know, like her on the end here. There's just so many different things, again, that you can do, but just a really fun, simple little project. And, you know, you could even have this as a journaling, a signature for your journal. So you could do something like that, but I just thought it was a fun little simple booklet that you could do. And again, you can do so many different things with all of these little flaps in here. I plan on doing pictures is what I think I'm going to do with this, and then just give it to one of my children who just graduated. I think it'd be cute to put in some of her graduation pictures, and just something, you know, a cute little photo album. You know, we could use this for the front cover. And how I did this was super easy. So again, in your subscription box, you're going to have one of these sleeves, and it's going to be this sleeve. Now, the one I had was a craft color, so you might have a craft color, you might have black, or you might have white. These, and it just, all I did was slide that in there. And then in your haberdashery box from your subscription, you got a whole bunch of trims. And like this one has the white, so I won't be able to do the flower here. I'm going to be using this instead for that part. And I might use one of my flowers. But for this section here, let's see, I have her. She's going to be going like so. And we have all of this trim. So basically, we're just going to take and apply some of this trim on the edge here. Or I could use the gold. I might use the gold because I'm working with this black. So I could take and glue some of this trim like so. And then you'll have a piece of this. So we want to cut a piece of this. And it's kind of nice because it, you know, it already has kind of that pocket shape to it. So we're just going to glue that like so, and then put this there. And then I want to trim up my edges here. And then you have some of this trim. And you can just put some of this like so, right there. And like I said, you can do whatever you like here. You could change it up different from what you see me doing. And then I have a piece of this, which I cut in half. And I have that going over like so. Then we'll trim that up. And then I have the pink velvet. So you would take and glue that down. Let's see, I need to cut this. Like I said, you might have blue in this or the cream color. I have gold. And you can certainly use some of your own trims. You know, maybe you have some trims that you might want to use. And then let's see, I have this material. So you got a piece of this in your box. And all I did was cut out some of these flowers, just to give you an idea. So that will go there. And then I had some more little flowers that I put up here. You know, I could just take a little scrap piece of maybe this. And just use that for like her collar. So I would fussy cut that out and put that there. And then I have another flower up here. So I would fussy cut that out and we put that there. And I think that's all I pretty much did. Oh, I do have another piece of velvet down here at the bottom. So I would want to put that down there. So it would go something like that. And then this is what I came up with. So on ours, we would have something, once it's all glued and everything, like so, just to give you an idea for our cover. So in your little packet there, you'll see some photo corners, and I just took and I placed them, I cut them out and placed them to kind of create a, you know, a little decorative element. And again, these would be in the May kit, May Digital kit. So if you're wanting to recreate this, you could do that. And then I just thought, once I have all this glued down, I would put these so they kind of show behind this, like so. Okay, so like on the prototype one that I did here, you can see where I put the photo corners. On this one I only did 2. Because I have my gold trim here, and again you might have blue, you might have a cream color, and then, you know, we would put our cover like that, and then we would want to go ahead and glue that down, which I'm going to go ahead and do. And I think I might create another pocket, so I'm just going to place glue on the sides and the bottom. And again, the digitals will be available. I'm hoping to have that listed in the next few days, so you can check the site for the May Digital collection. You'll be able to get that if you've already paid for your May box. You'll have access to the May Digital collection. And then some other things that I did, you'll just take this and we're going to cover that envelope. And I think I'm going to use this paper this time. I might use this part because it's got that black kind of showing. So I'm just going to cut this down. Let's see, I need to cut it, let's see, maybe like 4 1/8 width by 6. So there's that, and then we're going to have a piece of this again. We're going to have that, and then I need to fussy cut this out. And then I don't have one of these flowers. I have this instead. That's what came with my box. So we're going to be going something like that. have our receipts and everything. And then what I did is I just took some of the snippets that came from your snippet box. And again, these will be available in the digital, the May Digital. And you can take and print those, and then I just stapled the little snippet pieces up on top of the receipts. So originally I wasn't going to make these available, but then I decided to, because I thought that some of you might want to make this project, and if you make it, you might want to make more than one. So that's why I decided to create this into a May Digital collection, and then this is also one of the snippets. And these snippets will be in the May Digital as well. And then you can just finish it off. You can add in, you could add in a little paper doll here if you wanted. You could do something like that. And then you could add in like her, maybe up here or something. Or you could add in a journal card. You could add in one of these cabinet cards and do something like that. And then, I think that something like that might be kind of cute. Her, could add in her. So, there's all sorts of different things that you could do for that section. And then you could even take some of your trim here and put some of this, just like a snippet thing here at the bottom, just for another added layer. This, which is going to sit on top of this. Now this is a little booklet, so in your box you saw you had a little paper clip with a little elastic band there. And then we have our copy stained papers, and this is just a little mini journal that I made. I'm going to make this in another video, so I hope to get that done in the next day, so you can look for that. But anyway, how this is going to work is this is going to go like this, and then this is going to go on the top, and then we're just going to take some of our leftover trim and do like this nice little wrap going around, is my thought. So I'm going to call that good for this video, but I will be right back to show you how to make this little booklet here. It's super easy, and I mean super easy. So you'll be using your black cardstock and one of the cabinet cards from your kit and the rest of your flowers that you have from your little piece of fabric that you got, and then some of the snippets. So it's really easy. And then we just have some of the trim here, and then some of the copy stained papers is all. I added in some of these papers, which is part of the May Digital collection. So yes, we'll finish that up, and I hope to catch you back with our next video. And again, if you have enjoyed these projects, hit the subscribe button. That would be great if I can make it to 10,000. Just hit that subscribe button, and if you're loving the projects, hit the like button as well. I'll catch you back soon for the second part of this video. Thank you so much for watching.